In Kherson, Russian forces that occupied the city left months ago, but they are still active just on the other side of the river behind me. The fighting, blackouts, and food shortages have pushed many people to leave, and for the ones who have stayed, uncertainty remains. As the country prepares for fighting to intensify, ahead of what Ukrainians expect will be a major Russian offensive in the spring.
Ти не можеш розслабитися. Навіть коли тихо, ти не розслабляєшся.
So 1 year after the war started, we came to Kherson to see what's next along the front lines in Ukraine. Kherson, which was largely spared damage during the occupation, has now become a combat zone. Ukrainian forces have taken up positions inside the city, where there's more cover from incoming fire, and are launching artillery at the Russians across the river. The Russians are shooting back, and the sound of shells is now a constant here. Ukrainian forces deny firing from within the city.
У місті, згідно мого досвіду, Миколаєва, наприклад, завжди є враження, що стріляють десь поруч. Ви в Херсоні ніколи не побачите військової техніки.
We've heard the sound of outgoing artillery fire in central Kherson during multiple reporting trips. The fighting is unlikely to stop anytime soon. Ukrainian forces have run missions onto the far side of the river, but reclaiming the huge swaths of territory that Russians still control on the far bank is a tall order. Bosman is a Ukrainian soldier in the trenches near the Dnipro river.
Тут вони не зможуть пройти, тому що тут є природна переправа, це річка Дніпро, вони не зможуть ніяк її пройти. Ми їх будемо стримувати, а потім ми перейдемо в наступ.
Though Kherson is not a strategic hub, it is symbolically important for Moscow. It was the only regional capital Russia captured last year, so it was central to any claims the Kremlin made that the war had been a success. But there was fierce resistance here from the first days of the occupation. Tatiana Kurilenko was one of the Kherson residents who took to the streets.
Були плакати, були прапори наші, скандували, гімн співали, Путіна посилали подалі.
Despite the protests, Moscow took steps to turn Kherson into a Russian city.
Окупація, вона настільки давила на мене. Живеш в постійному страху і постійно там загавкала собака. І ти боїшся, що зараз до тебе прийдуть.
Now, a Ukrainian flag again flies over the regional government building in this square, where thousands of people greeted Ukrainian soldiers. Many have fled since those triumphant scenes. Today, central Kherson is a ghost town and bears scars from Russian artillery fire over the last few months. At Tropinka hospital in central Kherson, only a skeleton staff remains. But doctors say there's enough medicine and workers for the hospital to function.
Лікарня розгорнулась об'єм медичної допомоги по якомусь профілю.
Doctors are also facing other challenges, including treating patients with injuries from Russian artillery.
Зараз ці обстріли, які є міста Херсона, хаотичні, десь напрягають, будемо так, напрягають наших працівників.
So after a year of war, residents of Kherson are still unsure what lies ahead. Many have relatives on the other side of the river in occupied territory and have no idea when they might see them again. On the ground, neither Russia nor Ukraine has achieved a major breakthrough since Kherson was liberated last year. For now, fighting is concentrated in Ukraine's east, where a costly battle of attrition could shape the war to come, with Russia using its manpower advantage to slowly claw back territory. Ukraine is pushing Western allies for weapons that would help them retake territory this spring. And any negotiations to end the war still appear to be a long way off. For the people who remain in Kherson, they know that even if Ukraine makes progress in the war, rebuilding will take years.